potatoes. And before we get started, as usual, I've got a list of things to go through. First easy one. Someone asked about the Tapper Shack. Yes, it's working. You don't have to set anything in it particularly. We copied over the automation, so the automation has it paused. Right. Bad water usage. It was pointed out that essentially this will use bad water quicker. I guess this is going to use 4 every 3/4 of an hour versus this which will use 5 every 3 hours. So if we want to use bad water up, more extract storage would be good. And because I plan to do some things which will involve tunneling, and tunneling uses extract, not a huge amount, but some. I do think there's value in increasing the extract storage. Rather than deleting this tank, I'm just going to add another one. So we're going to put a large extract tank here. Thank you to the person that pointed out. There is, in fact, another mine here. Why did no one mention that to me? I've been completely ignoring it. Yeah, so that's that. We are, in fact, through over here, and they have deleted the thorns that I'd marked to be deleted. They can't get to this yet, so I'm going to extend this path out so that they start working on this, and then I will shortly start working on the containment of this. Good suggestion by one of you. I have so this, the bad water pump, so this one still has the 0.95, 0.8 of bad water storage. These will not switch on until 0.6. I'm actually going to readjust the maximum. No, actually we'll leave those at 0.8. So these will come on at 0.6 and switch off at 0.8. And then the ones that I put in over here, these are set to run 0.8 to 0.95 as well, and they don't have a switch off based off of contamination. These are kind of a temporary idea to try and improve the quality of the water that's coming in. We'll see if it works or not. I don't know if it will. All right, that's that done. Let's keep it paused for a moment. I've dealt with all of the flashing small storages, and actually we can delete another one of those. I'll work on getting rid of those. Yes, I do keep using the cheese. It's how we do things here. That's that. The next one was potatoes, and someone made a really good point. I'm never going to get folks' names. Sorry, it takes a very long time for those to stick. We have these guys set to pause at 100. And that means we're only ever going to accumulate at most 200. And that's probably why they're running efficiently, and we're running out. So I'm not sure. We only have district stock of 60. So I think what we want to do is build. I think I know it's more efficient to have them in their not grilled state, but because we keep running out, I am going to put in a storage for grilled as well. A bigger storage for grilled, so that we can keep them going. Just as the population's got bigger, and then we can adjust to this. Because we are already off of district stock, so if we grab district capacity of grilled potatoes, save, script. For now, it's not going to change significantly. Actually, it's probably even worse than that, isn't it? Because now we're not even filling up. Doing it this way, we're not even filling those up. So, yeah. Let's change that to that. That to that. do a 100 plus, because that'll account for the fact that the grills can store a bit. And then 0.8. Say, I need the, times. I'm a little bit rusty, folks. Yeah, so that'll account for the fact that the grills hold a bit. They actually hold 120 each. So let's discard that. Close that. I've discarded the wrong one. Okay. Duplicate. Invert. Script. So now we want to get rid of that. I'm really rusty today. Save. Save and close. Yep. Then let's copy that. Apply that to that. I'm going to prioritize the build of that so that we get that increase in capacity. There was one more thing that I needed to check on my list, which has disappeared because my phone's locked. Zip lines. Okay. We're going to do a whole bunch of zipline stuff because one of you, again, the same person, had a brilliant idea, which I really liked. Platformage. So we're going to go here. And then we're going to go, the zipline station is a 2x, but we want to go there, there, there. There. And there. And then we can hopefully hook this in like so. And we might have to do some jiggery and indeed pokery to make it part of the network. Okay, maybe go there to there to there to there. And probably the same here, and we can probably just replace this one. So let's do something like kind of like the idea of you. We go. I need to go a little bit higher, I'm guessing, to get over the trees. Look at the trees. Or is it maybe because, let's go there. There. And yes, it's slightly raised up. And then there. Yep, that'll work. And then some pathage. Path into there. Nice. What we could actually do is well-being. Decoration even. Bulletin pole. Beaver statue. Does the banner give? No. Scarecrow. We haven't done a scarecrow yet. Bosch. Yes. There. And there. Why not, eh? Why not? So we'll let them get those built, and then we're going to do that. And then the other suggestion, and I think it's going to be a good option whilst we're finishing this off, because there's a heck of a lot of building still to do with all of this. Let's get some more path going up here. And so they've got all of that in. So let's come up here and put you in, and then bring you out to here. Yeah, we've still got an awful lot of building to do up here. And we can move this as we go, but if we put you there, we might need to do something funky with our connections, but we can go there to there, and then what we might need to do is put like an interchange down here, maybe on this, from this, so we go here to here, interchange in here to here, and that can go to there maybe. We'll let them do some of the building first, Or maybe we just go there, down to there and back up. I don't know. I'll try and work it out in a bit. There's quite a lot of building to do on that. I'm going to let them work on that whilst we are not super urgent for science, so that's fine. So let's come over here. I'm going to put a throttling valve on this one. So that in the future we can just open the throttling valve and let the water out without having to demolish it. And then we're going to go dirt. Like so. Like so. Do that. Like so. And like so. And then bring that up. And up. Do need actually, let's think. Delete you. We need to leave space to put the roof on. So you and you. And some of you did say not to worry about this, but I want to get ahead on. So yeah. I think it's worth doing. We're then going to go, do we think double or triple platform? I think probably triple, but let's try a double. Yeah. Triple platforms. 6 by overhangs. Yep. That means we need to extend you by 1 more and you by 1 more. I'm using dirt because it means we don't have to use logs. And they are still slightly in short supply, and by slightly I mean very. You, get rid of you, and you that away. Impermeable floors, that's probably not going to work. Nope. Let's, before you all frantically type away. Actually, screw it. I'm just gonna overhanging dirt. Sometimes I hate it. I'm just going to fill that in actually, and afterwards we will uncover it, and then we're going to go here and ladders up to the top, put path in, and they should be able to build all of that when they get to it. Right. That was all of that stuff. So let's progress through to the daytime, because I've realized we've been sat in the same night for quite a while. So, right. Food is pretty good. You are doing a thing, but it's nighttime. So these have been built. So that's good. We do need more beavers now, and I think with where the food is, we can. Drought, that's good. Slowly start to increase our population. Did we get the statue built? We did. Awesome. That should give us a bit of a well-being boost, which will be nice. Once the logs recover, maybe we'll put in another one. But yeah, we need more beaver, folks. We need more beaver. So let's slowly increase the population. How have we done with the water level? I mean, it's not over flooded this cycle, which is pretty cool. You guys the trees are not marked for cutting. There's your problem. Let's get you all marked. You can't reach that far. Okay. Fair enough. Let's mark you to be demolished. Let's mark you to be demolished. And let's mark you to be demolished eventually. We might as well start cutting down these trees. These guys are farming these carrots, which is great because, you know, that gives us a source of food that doesn't need to be processed, which is why I put them in. We're going to put a warehouse here for carrots set to supply that's prioritized by haulers. I'm going to prioritize building that because it's nice and easy. You need to not be a down prioritized build, so that you get built. Let's put you in. Let's grab you. Let's extend you out. You probably need more paths, and it would probably make sense to actually put some more ladders in there. So let's just prioritize building those so they can get to that more easily. Because, you know, we've got all these zipline points and then they're having to zipline to there and then run around, which seems a little dumb, you know. Let's also prioritize building the new zipline bits because that will help with things. And yes, I know if everything is a priority, nothing is a priority, but it's just the way it goes, folks. Let's put you in, and let's put you in, and you in. And they're probably not going to build any of that yet, but, you know, it's fine. We also probably stick some ladders there, put that there, put that there. I'll give them a bit of a helping hand, and let's come across there, get that in, get that in now, and bring that out. And again, it looks like we're going to need more ladderage. It's a technical term, by the way. Let's get rid of that horrible corner. Nice. Many carrots. Looking good. Trees are being cut down, which is good. If we're winning, maybe we could start planting pine trees instead. You know? Maybe we could start planting pine trees instead. That would be kind of cool. Right, have you guys done anything yet? No, you have not. That's fine. We've got the beehives in now. We have 15 incapacitated beavers. Let's have a look at some of our incapacitated beavers. Can we spot them? Can we spot them? Yes, we can. All right, let's go have a look at you. You are injured. I've added bobbing abouts script mod as well, so you will start seeing more interesting beavers. So yeah, we just have a lot of injured beavers. So if we go into here and we go to the well-being tab, we have 12 medical beds. So let's throw in a few more and get those built. Please, we have 340 grilled potatoes now, which is really good. We have 2,000 food, which is much better. Yeah, way more comfortable now starting to think about regrowing the population to fill up the missing jobs that we have. Yep, we've picked that up, so let's delete you. There's a few more logs back, which is nice. That's been built, so we can actually plant some more trees in here, which will be good. Let's get those in. Let's make sure they are marked for cutting. It looks like they are. Awesome. Good stuff. We've got all of that growing as well, which is great. We've got all the wheat. We're processing all the wheat. We're making bread. We've got lots of bread. We've got lots of food. We've got a decent amount of water. Awesome. So really I'd just like to get these being tested, you know. Why aren't you paused? Did I? I deprioritized these, that's why. Okay. So let's not deprioritize them, and maybe they'll actually start working and doing a thing. Which will be good. Let me just turn off my vibrating phone, because that's kind of annoying. Those have not been built yet. Okay. They need planks. That's fine. I'm guessing because we're kind of low on logs, we're kind of low on planks. Now, as we are winning the battle up here, we could put in another forester. And make use of more of this space. I mean, it kind of makes sense to me to do that. With the drought about to start, do we put a forester here? I mean, it could just be that we're getting through an unusually large amount of logs. It could be that it would just be sensible to improve these trees now. So let's do that. Let's unmark all of these, and as they cut them down, replant them as something better. That probably makes sense. And heck, I'm gonna be, let's commit to this area, and you know, let's be a bit more serious about this stuff now, and start planting some oak trees. How far out can we go? We can go all the way to there. Okay, so I'm going to put a little marker down there, and let's plant a whole load of oak trees, because that would be kind of cool. Obviously we'll have to wait a while for them to grow in, but once they grow in, they'll be much more efficient. Right, you're in, so how can we connect you into the grid? Let's have a little look. Bosh. So, I'm going to disconnect you. So can we go there to there? We cannot. Okay, so let's disconnect you. Or, I mean, what we could do is we could put in a little jink in the line. So if I went, I mean, it could go there. We'd have to faff about a little bit to build it. That's not connecting to that one though. 1 second. Bear with me, folks. Bear with me, folks. So you don't want to connect because that's there. That works with that one, but not that one. That works with that one. We could go round. Actually, that would be kind of fun. This is horrendously inefficient, but fun, I think. So this is what we're going to do. Now, I think if I put in... Oh, building is going to be a bit of a pain in the butt. But if I do that, and then that, I think I can build both of those. So we're going to prioritize that, and those. Because then we can go, gosh, we'll be able to get rid of that. We can go there to there, and then they can whiz right round to that corner. And I think that will be kind of fun. And if you disagree, well, you're wrong. We're kind of low on power, so we need the wind to blow, which is annoying. Yeah, so how's this looking now? It's down to 1% contamination, which means this has opened up, which is cool. Right. Because it means they're going to be able to get in here. So we can now just delete all of this. And you might be wondering, why am I so nervous about contamination? Well, I did a bunch of testing. And I found even at low levels of contamination, the beavers could be affected. So that's why I am being overly cautious in terms of letting them come down here to do stuff. Yeah. Because if I don't, I might end up with a bunch of contaminated beavers that we then can't do anything with. So, right, that's that in. We got all of the science from that. They've got a bunch of that built. We just need more planks. Okay. Right. Population's grown quite nicely. Wondering if not really much flow through. I was wondering if it's worth us putting in 0 HP. Okay, no, it's not. Do we just need to build a big network of windmills and put in a bunch of power generation for them? Is that what I need to do? Or do I need to put in something else? I'm not entirely sure. I don't really want a bunch of beavers running on treadmills. Seems inefficient. You're not automated. Okay, so let's grab all of the automation rules and automate you. That'd be sensible. Yeah, the food situation is way better. The water situation is pretty good. So let's increase the population a bit more again. Getting that ripped out. That one's all gone. We have used up most of the scrap metal, so let's get a couple more of those guys in. Once that's gone, we'll be good. So I think we should actually start slowly building a mine, and I'm going to put it there so it's close to our industry. But I'm going to deprioritize the build of it because we're very low on most of the things that we need to build it. So yeah, then we'll leave that sitting with that. Let's come up here, plant some more oak trees. So we'll just kind of run through like so. Get that in. Yep, do that. We could do with planting a bit more of a variety of crops up here. So what I'm going to do is unplant the closer ones, because those are the ones that will get harvested, and we'll swap those over for potatoes. And maybe wheat. But we'll work on starting to swap that. And the next thing we're going to do is work on getting back down and into this chamber. Because I want to start working on the water filter. And step one is to kind of make that chamber more uniform. So let's build up. No, I want it the other way around. Let's build ourselves a nice stack of platforms like so. Bosh and bosh. Because what I ultimately want to do is just have clean water coming in here, rather than relying on this rather Heath Robinson contraption of bad water pumps to do the filtering. It's what we've got at the moment, but it's not a good solution. So yeah. Right, one of them's in. Awesome. We just need the other bend to go in, and that means they need the bridge built. So bridge building is important, folks. This needs lots of everything. Fair enough. Probably needs that to be built. Yeah, okay. We'll let them keep working on that. That still needs planks, which is fine. Let's come back up here and put some more trees in, because more trees is going to be more good up for the long term of the colony. Bosh. I'm going to let them just clear a whole bunch of this before we replant. I can't be bothered with piecemeal putting in of the random crops. What we should do is actually get some beavers in to rip some stuff out. I also realised that we can probably recover some more resources, because we don't need access up to a bunch of this stuff anymore. So let's do that. And what inspired me was this. So we'll get all of those picked up. That would be good. And I guess we could come down here and start making use of this land. So we'll use some of those planks eventually, maybe, to come in here. But before we do anything with it, let's clear all of that out to make some space. And let's clear all of you as well. Feels kind of logical to me. That was kind of logical, not gynological, because, you know, they're very different things. Right, we're going to need a staircase there. Not like that, though. Like so. I am still going to build the dome, even though we're somewhat on top of the water problem, because it's part of the longer term solution for controlling the water. In that, one of you had a really cool idea for using the dome to help with evaporation. It's also going to give us a lot more land to work with. So, yeah. There's a long-term plan to make use of a bunch of stuff. And now we've got this in. And this shouldn't get particularly badly contaminated. Anymore. We can start to think about aquatic farming. Finally, they say, and cheer. Now, where are we going to put the aquatic farm? That's a very good question. I am glad you asked me that. I'm actually going to wait until I've got all of the zipline stuff sorted to decide that. In case we need to use some of this land to create an interchange. So yeah, bear with me a little bit while we make that decision. Can I reach that? No. Okay. We could come down here. You know, and then get it. And we could then make use of this land as well. So let's mark a bunch of those to be deleted. I guess eventually we'll work on that, and eventually we'll catch up on the planks. We've got so many things to build that need planks. We probably won't, because they're all being sunk into stuff like this. So yeah. And the same with all the extra trees that we're growing. How's food doing? Food's holding up. Water's holding up. So our new population of 200 odd beavers is pretty good. We've got a bunch of spare beavers. So have we got any haulers or anything paused? Doesn't look like we have. So actually, we've only got 7 spare beavers now. So maybe we don't need to worry. As industry pauses and unpauses and stuff, we'll probably be okay. We are chomping through all of the food, yeah, because some of the water pumps are paused as well. So, in fact, much to folks' annoyance, if I could see the pause symbols, we're going to have even more beavers. I know. I feel like we're in a better place with the food and stuff, so I think we can cope. Right, that's in. So let's delete, add connection to there. And can we go straight to there? We can. Nice, which means we can delete you and recover a bunch of resources. And that should help to speed up some of the traveling around. And please finish this one. It's 7 gears. We've just got some gears back, so that's good. We've got a lot of injured beavers, so actually having spares is also pretty good. Let's get some more trees planted. Yeah, we're on a bit of a waiting for resources phase at the moment, which is, you know, one of those phases you go through playing this game. So, plant crops. Wheat. So you're going to go there. I'm going to fill in the gap in the carrots where we cleared some stuff out, and then this side we'll put potatoes. Not plant you. Let's demolish you because you're kind of in the way. Can they not get to that one? No. Okay. Let's extend that path out and prioritize that because that'll make a bunch of space, which makes sense. I mean, now it's pretty quick to get between the 2 zipline networks, but if we can join them together, that'd be pretty awesome. Right. So now, sorry for that horrendous camera angle-age. Let's delete you, and then we can go add connection, bosh. And that's the bottom reconnected. So that's pretty good. Now, if we wanted to connect into this, could we go here, down to here? We can see that nice little ripple of bad water trapped in there. Interesting. Anyway, and it's been built. Awesome. So if I wanted to do, let's pause for a sec. Let's just disconnect you for a second. If I wanted to go add connection to you, you're too steep. Okay, so we do need an intermediate point. Anyway, so add connection to there. If I went you, and we prioritized you, and all of you, and then they could get to that and build that. That actually makes that steeper though, so that doesn't help. But we can do add connection to there. And then maybe can we go, where can they build? Where can they build to, I guess with a bit of pathing work, I could get to there. And then you can connect to that. Can that connect to that? It can. Awesome. All right, so how can we get to you? All right, well, we need you. To run you to there. We then need to get back onto there. And then actually, where is it? So it's in line with that one. So what I think we do is put a bridge there. That should allow them to build that. And then I think what we need is something with more than 2 connections. So if we do that, that, and that, you and you, but that's in a really bad place, so that's not going to work. Just trying to use some of the stuff that we had built already. Maybe we come here. You and you, and then we do add connection to you. Add connection to you. So that gets into there. That can go to there. I'm pretty sure. If not, we can go from there to there. We're going to need to come out again. So are we? Because they can go both ways, can't they? So, maybe we don't. Maybe we just rely on the fact that it's quick. I guess the alternative is we mirror it. Or we could just do that. If I go, how far back can I connect to that? There. So if I, and I'm building that anyway. So I might be able to build that from there. I'm not sure if that piece of land is in the way. So let's go there. Yeah, I think that's okay. So we could then go add connection to there. And there. And then that gives us 2 connections on the other one, potentially. So, awesome. So we just need to build all of that. You. Wow, that's a bit of a spaghetti of stuff. They're going to need to get up. Or they're going to need to get to that. So let's put that there and that there, and let's give them some path there, and we're going to need that and that, and that's not going to help with my supply of planks at all. But you know, it is what it is. Let's plant more oak trees, because that will help. You must be reachable. So let's demolish you. You are due to be planted. You will be replanted. Awesome. Okay, let's come in here and plant the potatoes, because I think we could probably do with more of them at this point. And we can delete the path, because I've just realised they've come in and demolished the bit of bush we were trying to get rid of. So that's good. Plant crops, potato. So that's going to help a bit. We probably want storage. No, small warehouse. You and you. So you're going to be for, let's turn that off. You're going to be for potatoes set to supply. And you're going to be for wheat set to supply. Awesome. Still not got that done, because we've still not got any supply of planks that's worth talking about, because we're building just infinite planks at the moment, or using infinite planks at the moment. But you know, here's what it is. Our log supply is kind of not great. How are we doing with the water in here? It's down to 1% contamination, which I really quite like. We have 20 injured beavers, but we have a big enough pool of beavers that that's not a problem. We're getting through a lot of bad water, which is quite nice. We're producing a lot of extract, which is quite nice. I wouldn't mind a bit more explosives, to be honest, so I'm going to chuck in another explosive storage. You know, why not, eh? Why not? We've got most of those trees done. Why are you paused? Oh, because it doesn't think there's... Okay, that'll sort it. So why aren't you cutting down those trees? Because there's no trees to cut. By that I meant none marked to be cut. So, yeah. How are we doing down here? We are still waiting for planks, of course. Right there. Working on building this. Awesome. Our very convoluted network of things. And we're going to have to replace it once we've built more of the roof. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. We can put some more dirt there. These guys need to not be minimum priority, I guess, because, you know, we want to build this level of the roof. Right, how are we doing? Gears and planks, of course, gears and planks. Kind of to be expected, I guess. Kind of to be expected. I mean, it does have power. I wonder if it's just not able to store enough power. We need bigger power storage? Question mark. We are going to get to the point where we run out of scrap metal. I am aware of that, folks. Chill. It'll be what it'll be. You know. We'll just have to wait until we've got what we need to build this. It's the nature of things, folks. It's the nature of things. So we can now start to think about aquatic farming. The question is just where do we put the aquatic farm, where we can actually get to it. Now, my other question, we can still get contaminated because this guy is still open. We could stop that for now. We could actually be smart, and because I have said, you know, long term, I don't want these to all be sealed. And what we could do is put in a throttling valve. We need to leave a bit of a gap because I find if you completely seal it, things go all a bit pear-shaped. So I guess if we put it there and leave a space there, and actually if we use that space to be the platform and do that, yeah. And then that, and that, and you, and those, and impermeable floors, and then you will be set currently to a flow rate of 0. And you're going to need to have you there, and you there, and we're going to need some pathage, and we're going to need to encourage them to build all of this, obviously, because otherwise at the moment that can still get infected. So now we can still start the process of doing the aquatic farming. I wondering if we go for here. It's kind of a weird shape. It's kind of a weird shape. But food, aquatic farmhouse. We're going to have to raise it up, obviously, above the contamination barriers until we can get rid of the contamination barriers. So maybe we just wait until we've guaranteed that we can't get contaminated, which is not far away. So it might be more sensible. Might be more sensible. We could put an aquatic farm out here, I guess. There's the risk that it will get flooded. Plant crops. It feels like we've been kind of faffing today. It's not what I had in mind. It's not what I had in mind. But it's the things that we needed to do, you know? And that's sometimes how it goes, I guess. Right, so pretty much everywhere is planted with oaks now. Oh, oak, bosh, yeah, or will be. Which, as long as it doesn't flood, is going to be really good. We are now out of grilled potatoes. I think because we've eaten all of the potato stock that we had. We've got a good stock of bread and a good stock of carrots. So that does say to me that, one, we needed to grow more potatoes. So let's continue shifting the balance of crops that we grow to more potatoes, because we're sat on a lot of carrots. You know, maybe we plant a few more around and about. And maybe we want to put another farm in here to keep. I've suddenly got 100 grilled potatoes. Such is life, folks. Such is life. You know, as our colony bounces around. Water supply is good, which is nice. Bad water is staying at a couple of hundred. This seems to be working. It's taking out about 1%, which is quite nice. We need lots of planks still. Is this still struggling for power? I don't think it is. These guys are running super slow. Maybe just because of the shortage of logs. So that's why I wanted to put more log farming in here. But maybe once this is built, we put log farming here. So we've got a forest around here. And I extend farming around here. We obviously need more of both. Although the aquatic farming will help. The aquatic farming will help once we get it in. So, which will come, and part of the reason that we're so short of planks is we are using a lot of planks to build all of this metalwork. So, you know, it's part of the nature of what we're trying to achieve. Just is what it is, folks. Just is what it is. We're at the point where we have done a pretty good job of battling the scenario. We just need to deal with things. And as one comment that came up is around the water blocks, and why I didn't have water just flowing down over the excess water just flowing over the water blocks. And it looks to me like it doesn't particularly flow well along the water blocks when it overfills. I'm not sure. So why didn't I? I just wanted it like this, I guess. Something I'm pondering, and I don't know how well we'll be able to route it through, but I do think that it's worth us looking at putting in some water wheels, apart from the fact that we're massively short on logs. So yeah, maybe it would make sense from a plank's point of view to prioritize these. So that we can get access to this extra land that we need. Food-wise, we're actually holding okay. We're at 1,700 food. That should be fine. We are chonking through the bad water. And I guess we will until the extract fills up. This is properly automated. I believe it is. Yep. We've got an awful lot of spare beavers. It's a shame beavers can't make trees. They can make power, but we just don't have the raw materials at the moment. So, you know, kind of stuck. I'm almost tempted to say I will jump through a cycle or two to stockpile resources and just do some of the planned building we've got in. Because we're kind of at a bit of an impasse at the moment in that we don't have enough resources. And most of those are time-bound resources. You know, we need more logs, which means I need to grow more trees. And these are trees that take a very long time to grow. And then we need to process, you know, we've ripped through almost all of the scrap metal on the map, which means we need to build the mine. To build the mine, we need to make a ton of gears and treated planks, which is going to take quite a long time. So, got those built, which is cool. I think I'm actually going to leave that little bridge there because it'll improve our ability to aquatic farm, maybe. But yeah, we need more gears to finish those and more planks and more gears. I'm going to ask you all a question. Those of you that answer will get to decide. The building that I have stacked up, which is essentially kind of the bones of the roof, the bits of network for this, and the plan to expand farm and some trees. Should I get that done and bring you guys back in like a cycle or two, assuming nothing drastic changes in the situation? Because I think things are going to be a bit static for a while. I'll get that done unless anything bad happens. And in the next video, I'll bring you guys back when things are hopefully a bit more resource positive, and we've made some progress, because it feels at the moment like today has been a bit scrappy and a bit static. The colony's stable enough that I can just let it run for a bit, get the trees, get the logs that I need, to get some tree farming going up here. Well, just extend the tree farm a little bit here, maybe a bit over here as well. I'll see how the food's actually looking. Maybe get some beehives in up here to increase the productivity of this farm rather than expand it, and get the balance right of the crops, because we're kind of sat on just tons of carrots. Yeah. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'll look again in a day or so and have decided what I'm going to do. I think that makes sense to me anyway, because it's felt quite stale and static. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. I don't know if I've had any produced yet, but I have used bobbing about script pack to add in the ability now so we've got bobbing there for channel members and patrons to appear as beavers. And I'm just scrolling through to see if I see any of them in the list. I don't yet, interestingly. It's random chance, so, you know. Anyway, so that'll be in, and maybe they'll be in the baby beavers. Anyway, yeah, so that'll be in this series and I don't know if it'll work in Frosty Whiskers. It might not. In fact, I'm pretty sure it won't. So it'll probably be in this series because I don't think it's updated the script for the 1.1 series. Anyway, that's it for today. I will see you all next time.